Yes, Carlo. For what? How many pregnant women do you see?
It's February 2024.
Are you pregnant?
Local authorities are storming a building in the outskirts of Umunya, southeastern Nigeria.
Who are staying upstairs? We saw 6 young girls.
On the surface, it's just an average health clinic. But a much darker reality hides behind its walls. Adobe, not her real name, was brought here by her boyfriend's brother and not allowed to leave. She was 6 months pregnant. The truth, as Adobe would soon find out, was that once she gave birth, her baby would be taken from her. Tricked and trapped, she found herself caught up in a surreal scam that has taken hold in Nigeria.
Imagine the joy of a new mother turning into horror as her newborn is snatched away to be sold. Imagine a young man lured abroad by the promise of a job, only to discover he's been brought under false pretenses so his kidneys can be harvested. These aren't seen from Nollywood. They are not seen from Hollywood or from a movie, but they are real life nightmares happening to everyday Nigerians. Organ trafficking and baby factories are two horrifying forms of human trafficking affecting countless lives. This is a part 2 of my last video regarding the human trafficking thinking that's going on in Nigeria, and in this video we shine a light on the hidden crimes, share true stories of survivors, explore the laws in place, and offer tips to protect yourself and your loved ones, because no human being should be for sale. Now, I want you to think about this scenario. It's a real life scenario, but we've changed the name for privacy purposes. Now, imagine a young girl called Maria, age 16, who went into labor at a so-called maternity home in southeast Nigeria. She thought she was in a safe place, but moments after giving birth, her baby was taken away forever. Maria was only given 20,000 naira. Yes, you heard that correctly. Not 100 or 200 or even 2 million naira. I'm talking about 20,000 naira. And this happened about 9 years ago, and which means 20,000 naira was equivalent of $65 as at then. She later found that her baby was sold, and this is the reality of Nigeria's baby factories. They are absolutely not legal. They are illegal maternity homes where women, often young girls, teenagers, are kept, forced into pregnancies, and their babies sold to desperate buyers. Most of the times, these ladies do not know that this is what is going to happen to them. In fact, majority of the times, they do not know. So they just go there because some of these agencies, they pose themselves as orphanages and other type of agencies. So these women go there thinking they've got a safe space, not knowing that their child will be taken from them and sold. We have other times where some of these ladies are adopted, are trafficked, just like my last videos. They are adopted and they are forced into sleeping with multiple men, sometimes per day, sometimes per week, so that they can get pregnant and their baby taken from them again. And that's why they are called baby factories, because these women are held like captives against their will. Now, in just 9 months in 2016, Nigerian police raided 14 baby factories in 5 states. We have an article from Punch dated 8th of April, and it says police bust Lagos baby factory and rescue 10 victims. It said officers officers quickly went to the location and arrested the main suspect, Mariam Vincent, aged 35, along with 2 others, Orie Ruth, 23, and Unjuwon Ifeanyi, 18 years old. I'm still trying to understand the kind of evil that can be in some people's body or mind or heart for them to have the heart to snatch a newborn from the mother to then sell the baby, like as if the baby was a sort of commodity. I'm trying to understand what is going on in Nigeria, apart from the human trafficking, girls being sold into prostitution or girls being sold into slavery. Now we have girls being sold into one kind of thing to just be producing babies. From 2016 up to now, a lot of baby factories have been raided by the police, and again, still many more continue to operate in secret. And we have some victims who are lured with fake job offers. Others are trafficked directly from displacement camps, like Mariam for Borno, who was cast out after giving birth. And the babies, most of them are sold for about $5,000, sometimes to foreign buyers or through fake adoption scams. We've got some videos here.
2 women identified as Doris Nelson, 23 years old, from Gombe State, and Wina Ugochukwu, 21 years, from Ihitu Boma in Imo State, were rescued from Mr. Michael's residence. While Miss Nelson had already given birth and allegedly sold her baby to unidentified buyers, Miss Ugochukwu is 7 months pregnant.
I don't have money to take care of the child, and my mom too. She's suffering in the village. She don't have money to take care of us. When I put to bed on Monday, so he said that I will stay for like 6 days. When I finish bathing the hot water, so then I will collect my money and go.
You told me if any amount they ask me to say, I will say na 1.5 million.
The alleged child trafficker, Nana Michael, who lives in Aba, admitted to harboring pregnant women until delivery and then selling their babies.
One is pregnant, the other one has delivered also, so that the child will be given away and they will be paid. I have regrets as it is now.
No,
because,
you don't. No, you don't.
It is not all that a nice job to do.
The NSCDC command.
No, you don't. You don't regret what you did, because you're only regretting because you got caught, not because you actually regret. No. Not at all. It's not in my place to judge, but most of these people, they only regret when they've been caught, not because they actually and truthfully regret what they've done. Let's play another video from Al Jazeera, still exposing something like this.
This video shows the moment Nigerian police officers rescued 23 pregnant girls and 4 babies from a baby factory in Umuahia, Imo State in eastern Nigeria. It happened last Friday. They're now being looked after in a care home run by the state. One of the girls was 19-year-old Sarah, not her real name. She was lured into the factory by a lady who said she owned a home for pregnant teenagers. But when she got there, the lady demanded to buy Sarah's baby for $600.
They told me some amount of money that was going to be paid to my account, and I accepted it, and that was how I entered into it. I was really afraid and I was scared. It's really shameful to go home like this and my parents looking at me. They surely skinned me alive. And instead of me aborting it, I was willing to give it to people that don't have.
Sarah was held against her will in the factory.
Some tried taking their lives, some tried escaping. Along the line, they got beaten up. So I was among the ones who tried to escape, but there was no way.
This is where the pregnant girls were kept. At the front of the compound, there's a small mineral water factory that the baby factory owner was using as a front so that people wouldn't become suspicious about what was going on here. And the pregnant girls, well, they were crammed into this tiny building at the back in small rooms.
Now, you will be surprised that I played a video from 11 years ago The only reason I play this video is because it is still something that's current, and just like I showed you earlier, just about 5 days ago, another baby factory was busted by the police, by the Nigerian police. So whether 11 years ago, whether 20 years ago, it is still a very current topic, even worse now. And yeah, I believe it is something that we really need to address. And thank God for Very Dark Man for starting a movement by holding the leaders accountable, because we all need to do our part by holding our leaders and politicians accountable so that something like this will not happen. I mean, there's always going to be something really bad out there happening, but at least it's going to be way reduced. Now let's look at another topic which is linked to this trafficking type of thing, which is the organ trafficking. And let's look at the senator case. It went viral some years ago in 2022. We are looking at the case because it was the most notorious case at the time, but again, there are a lot of cases like this. And sometime in May 2022, a 21-year-old Nigerian man walked into the police station, frightened and confused, and when he was asked, he said he had just escaped from a flat where he was being held. He was brought to London to have his kidney harvested or removed against his will. This case made international headlines, and the traffickers, like I said, they were a powerful Nigerian politician, Ike Ekweremadu, and his family. They planned to illegally harvest his kidney for their daughter, who at that time needed a kidney transplant and was in the hospital. And they were caught, tried in the UK and jailed. And Ekweremadu was sentenced to over 9 years in prison, and I think he's still in the prison as we currently speak. The wife was also in prison, but she was then freed. Again, it was the UK's first conviction for organ trafficking under modern slavery laws. The judge condemned the crimes in stark terms, and he said the harvesting of human organ is a form of slavery, and it treats human beings and their bodies as commodities to be bought and sold. Now, unfortunately, this is just one of many stories. Like we can see, it says Nigerian politician, wife and a doctor guilty of organ trafficking to UK. Desperate Nigerians are lured with promises of work or money only to become victims of illegal organ harvesting. Again, globally, organ trafficking is a multi-billion-dollar industry. In fact, the WHO, World Health Organization, estimates that up to 10% of all transplants worldwide may involve illicitly obtained organs, which generates a black market business worth up to $1.7 billion annually. Nigerians have been found at the center or at the receiving end of this horrific trade. Deceived and transported abroad to have kidneys removed for wealthy patients. The poor are targeted and the rich benefit, and that's because Nigerians are very desperate. Look at how many of them are scammed or trafficked abroad for prostitution, or are scammed by illegal COS agencies and stuff like that. I covered this in my previous video as well. So they know Nigerians are very desperate. So of course, Nigerians are very much targeted, and the rich are benefiting from this. Now, baby factory thrives on shame and secrecy. Girls who are pregnant and vulnerable are easy targets. Like the other girl said that she got pregnant and she didn't want the family to know, so obviously she had to, and she so that she can also earn some money. And the traffickers often disguise their operations as orphanages or maternity homes, sometimes even colluding with corrupt officials or security personnel to avoid detection. The babies are then sold to willing buyers, many times rich people who are looking for a baby or cannot conceive, and then name this baby a miracle baby. Like I mentioned previously, organ traffickers exploit poverty. They offer victims money or travel opportunities. Young men are often their primary target, with over 40% of Nigerians living in poverty. Now, some of these organ traffickers pose as recruiters for overseas work, for travel, only to trap victims into surgery for organ removal. In some cases, the victims is enticed with a fee for a kidney, unaware that, once you remove your kidney, the lifelong impact of losing an organ will even be more than any amount they are willing to pay you for that. These crimes, of course, they are hidden, but they are not rare. They happen in urban cities and also in rural villages, and both at home and abroad. Nigeria is fighting back. The National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, is cracking down. Very Dark Man recently gave them 20 million naira to bring back some of the trafficked girls from Cote d'Ivoire back to Nigeria. There are also laws in place. Trafficking for organ harvesting or selling babies is a crime in Nigeria or any elsewhere in the world, and recent reforms are making it harder for traffickers to hide. In 2025, this year, Nigeria has introduced a strict guideline for organ transplants. Paid organ donations are now banned. So in hospitals, we do not have paid organ donations anymore, because poor people, whether they are aware or not, as long as they know that you are willing to give them a sum of money for that operation, they are willing to donate one of their organ because of how poor they are. International bodies like Interpol and the UN are also working with Nigeria to stop this evil, but we need more enforcement, more convictions, and more awareness. Here is what you can do to stay safe and help others. Be cautious of job or travel offers that seem too good to be true. Never agree to donate or sell an organ for money. If you must do it from the willingness of your heart, because you are compassionate or because you love that person or whatever, but don't do it in exchange of money. And if you are pregnant and in trouble, go to a trusted hospital or reach out to an NGO, not strangers, not any maternity unit or whatever, because we don't know what might happen. I'm not trying to say that there are not genuine ones, but because of things that we've been seeing recently, it's better you just go to an hospital or an NGO and they will take it up from there. And report suspicious maternity homes or orphanages. Share your travel plans with loved ones just in case something happens, and contact NAPTIP through their hotline. You can find it online, and I will leave it in the description below as well. And together we can stop this. It starts from me, starts from you. We have to create awareness, and remember that every time you share a story like Maria's that we played at the beginning, you shine a light in the dark. Every time you speak up, you make it harder for traffickers to operate, and let's demand justice. Support survivors and protect the vulnerable, and let's stop this stigma. Let's stop stigmatizing people who have been into this kind of situations, because it makes it then even more difficult for victims to speak up. And no child should be sold, no organ should be trafficked, traded, or harvested. No life should be treated like a commodity. Please share this video for awareness and be the voice they never had. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more important news and videos like this, and you could be saving a life you don't know. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.